here. I got to leave here no, I got to leave here at 12. About 12, I got to leave.
But we got to end at 9, my time.
Okay.
At least, or 12 your time. That's it. Hey, everybody who's joining us.
I got to save the audio too.
Well, if you're joining us live, and at noon, 11, 10, wherever you're at, and we just it just stops. It's because Mitch has left.
No, I want to get the audio. I'll do the audio.
No, don't just go with it.
Mitch does what Mitch needs to do to be home by 5 to watch Matlock.
That's right.
I never watched that when it was on.
He's got to leave early enough because the fork truck doesn't drive very fast.
The fork truck.
That's right.
Taking the fork truck to the early bird.
That's right. They've got fork truck parking at Denny's.
I've been out of work for a whole week already, and I'll forget.
I bet that fork truck misses you.
No one uses it.
It's sad.
They have more fork trucks there than they do have people that work there.
You can have one for each foot.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever race them? You okay? Just blink once for yes, 2 for no.
Well, unfortunately they've had some serious accidents there every year.
Like going off a loading dock, maybe.
They've had that. They have people hitting each other. They've never had a death at our place, or they've had one in Chicago in the battery shop. I think they might have had a couple deaths in the 4 years I've been there.
Serious business, man.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, that's
I mean, I've had an accident there. The thing is, a couple of summers ago, about 3 years ago, I do inventory, but I'm hopping off my truck and I'm counting. I was counting in the racks. We have these drive-through racks. It's all BJ's wholesale warehouse. It's like Costco stuff. Anyway, and I'm ducking, going from one bay to the other, and because they have these bars, cross beams, and and it's sharp on one side, and I got it right on my head and knocked myself.
Ooh. Wow.
Had to get 5 stitches, but but you had to go through the P test, make sure no drugs and stuff like that, so you can't drive a truck until it comes back. So I'm there doing just stuff on the floor, but they let me drive the golf cart, which probably wasn't supposed to be able to do that, but it was the old supervisor. The thing is, I wasn't on a fork truck when I had the accident. I was just walking. You know what I mean? I'm safe on the fork truck. It's when I get off. It is funny when you think about it.
And they had to take a drug test.
Any accident, no matter what. I mean, people are colliding with each other.
Oh, that makes sense.
Even if I tripped and hit my knee, I think I had to take a couple of them. You had to take a couple of drug tests.
Wow. When I left American Medical Response, driving. I was driving, but I was also an EMT. When you turn in your resignation, you can't drive for 2 weeks before you leave. Like they're afraid you're going to take the ambulance and just, I don't know.
See what this thing can do.
Go crazy with it. It's interesting. So
tell me, hey, we didn't start the show yet, did we?
No, well, I mean we're live, yeah.
Because I didn't start recording yet.
Well, no, we haven't. I haven't really started the recording.
Did I miss something? I'm making sure.
No. I'm getting ready to start the recording. Or you guys are? Yes.
Well, here I'm going to start right now.
Okay.
Give me test.
Wait,
test
now?
1, 2. Testing.
You starting now?
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 Now.
Yeah.
Or then?
Now
good.
what? Now?
You can
No.
start.
Wait. 4.
Don't confuse me.
Now?
Okay.
Huh? This is the whole episode of Geeksters. What? Huh?
Did somebody say pilot?
My new toy, Tim.
What's that? Oh, what do we got here?
There you go.
Oh, yeah? Well, it doesn't do any good in the box.
Yeah. Well, I got
But it loses value, though, once you unpack it.
That's right.
I got a gift certificate. I didn't know what to buy. So at Staples, I just bought that.
Oh, it's nice, man.
I had it before and I didn't like it, but
Why is that?
I have the 910, and I just thought the 910 looked better to me, but it might have been just me.
You mean as far as the end product, or just setting it up and using it?
Yeah, the quality.
Yeah.
But really, it's supposed to be better because it does processing on itself. The 920.
Okay. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with it, man. I mean,
Thank you.
We'll see.
And I ordered my guitar too.
Oh, well, hold it. Let's start the show. You can talk about your guitar.
Well, I didn't get it yet. I mean,
Well,
it's something like that color.
Wait, what's that?
Velcro straps for all my.
What is that?
Velcro straps right there.
Well, why are you showing me that? It's
I
the
know
guitar.
the guitar's gonna be similar to that color.
Oh, all right. Nice. What? Did you get a Strat?
Oh yeah, Stratocaster
Oh, good for you, man.
humbucker.
Good for you. Very nice. You just can't go wrong with humbuckers.
Let's go.
That's what my grandpappy used to say.
Humbuckers when my grandpappy was around.
Oh boy. Oh gosh.
Start whenever you're ready.
All right.
What is today? It's like a Wednesday?
31st.
I swear it's like Saturday. I'm so screwed up. It's a mess.
Same thing with me. I've been off all week, over a week now. I'm thinking it's Sunday.
It's just a disaster. Oh, you know what? I need to find my hat. I don't have my hat.
I can't reach mine. It's over there. I don't want to mess my hair up. Wait a minute, I'm going to stop this. Hold on, don't.
Yeah, no worries.
Started. Got too much. All right, tell me when you're ready to say start. Tell me when you're ready to start the show, and I'll start recording before that.
Okay. I'll wait for Tim.
You need a test? Or you got me? We all good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to
Yeah, whenever you're ready, just go for it.
All right, go ahead, Mitch.
I'm recording.
Hey everybody, welcome to Geeksters episode 142. If you're joining us live, we are recording this at a strange time. It's 7:44 in the morning over here in Pacific Coast time. You guys over there at the East Coast getting it 10:40. But one of the best things is that this is December 31st. We're catching it just in time. Want to get one more episode out to you guys before we sign off and start the new year on a new foot. Well, it'll be the same foot, but it's a new year, so it's gonna be a new foot. But
Fiscal foot.
That's right, a new fiscal foot. There we go. Thanks, Tim. So I'm Martin Obando, of course, one of the hosts here in Geeksters, and thank you for coming out and joining us. Geeksters is a show where we just talk about geeky stuff. Anything, Linux, cars, what is it, guitars, microphones, headphones, I mean, good grief. We'll talk about anything, and sometimes we talk about stuff you probably don't even want to hear us talk about. But that's too bad. We like talking. So my co-hosts today are Tim and Mitch. How's it going, guys?
Good here, really good.
Doing good, man. This is weird. We're recording this at a weird time, and so we demand our listeners listen to the podcast at a weird time, just so that it feels the same.
Well, and I try to get it. I try to notify everybody on Google Plus and that we're when the dates and the times change, so we can keep listeners up to date.
It's the least we could do. I mean, I know that you call many of them personally.
I try to. I've got a phone tree. I just go down. I use my old rotary phone. It does take a toll on my finger.
But, rotary phone. You don't call up the operator.
Oh, just operator.
I need Greenville 5 3289. Yes, that is a party line.
I should try that. I wonder what happened if I called the operator.
I don't know. I bet you take a half hour before you get a real person.
Are there any operators anymore?
Yeah, not in the traditional sense where the operators actually operate the equipment, pulling patch cables and slapping. I imagine you would eventually get some tier 1 customer service rep.
Yeah, I'm sure not from this country.
But I think if you actually wanted somebody pulling cables and punching them, I think you'd.
Well, no. I mean, like, what if you picked up your? Well, here's the thing. On a cell phone, if you pick up and dial 0, that's not really going to work. So it had to be a landline. And if you picked it up and just hit 0, would you go to somebody?
Yeah, Lily Tomlin probably. Are you guys old enough to remember that?
I remember. Yeah. That was laughing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I haven't had a landline in 8 or 9 years. So I
I don't have one either.
have no idea.
So
We
any
have one, I don't know why.
oh well, Mitch, pick up the phone.
No, I mean I had Magic Jack, which I never use.
Oh well, that's Magic Jack.
I
That's
did away with that. No, but I do have a landline.
Oh, okay.
I mean, with Comcast. Actually, it's pretty cool because we get phone calls and it'll flash on TV who the phone call is from. Then I learned something else. I'm on. Well, I'll get into all that because I got a bunch of stuff to talk about. What I've been doing for the last.
well go, Mitch,
Alright,
go.
well, I had a couple friends. They upgraded. They bought new laptops. So backing up the data from their old ones, putting on the new ones. Now, this one gentleman, a good friend of mine, this is his second PC. He had a Core 2 Duo HP Vista. It was about 7 years old. And he is so, like, he never touched a computer before that. And if something's out of place, he's very OCD. Like, if icon moves out of place, why did icon move over there? Very, I love the guy to death, like a brother. But anyway, just explaining stuff to him.
Yeah.
And then Windows Vista has Windows Mail in there, so he was using that for Comcast for his local mail client. Now, of course, Windows 7 doesn't have a local mail client. You have to download one, or use Windows Live Mail. And
he's probably only now getting over the trauma from having to stop using Outlook Express, I would imagine.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, it was Windows Mail.
Well, when he had XP.
No, Vista. That's the only computer he's ever had.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh! And this is his first computer. So anything different is going to be like
doing a second one now.
Oh my gosh!
So, and he wanted to put Windows Mail in the new one and the old one, and I at the time I didn't think you could have in sync, but they do have an IMAP, configuration, which I did. I did it on here. I'm testing it with mine, so it looks like it's working pretty well actually. So I'm going to put that on his. But originally I did put download Windows Live Mail, and it's too close to. It looks a lot like Outlook, and he was it was too confusing for him.
Well, in the new versions, though, of Windows Mail, you could actually import and export out, which is one of the things that Outlook Express could not do, and it was kind of a real big frustration.
See, we're talking about Windows Mail, not Outlook Express. He never.
No, I know that, but I'm saying the new versions of Windows Mail, even the what would be comparative to Outlook Express, you can import and actually export out of now.
Oh, but there was utilities, real easy utilities you could download that did all that for you with Outlook Express. I remember back in the day.
Right.
But I'm experimenting with Thunderbird, which is a pretty plain Jane. It's nice, and I've used it before. And I did find from Comcast, I found IMAP settings. So I tried it on two of mine, and it seems like they are being in sync. Like I put it on this one, I put all the configurations in here, and I've deleted the message upstairs. I came down here, it was still here, but when I closed out of this one, it opened back up, it deleted. So I'm thinking it's doing the in sync thing, and that's the main thing. So I think we'll be able to do that. He just doesn't like to use the Comcast web interface. He just goes, it's nothing difficult, But he wants to know why he was emailing or getting videos and emails, like 10, 15 megabyte emails with a number. I said, number one, Jay, you shouldn't be sending videos in the email. You should just do the links. What's a link? Just anyway. How come they're not opening up? They opened it up in Windows Mail, and I got him to open up in the web interface, and so he's just very hard to. He's always going to be complaining about something, very OCD, but I think using this Thunderbird, I'll put that on his. I think he'll be fine with that. I like it because I was using my Gmail to capture my Comcast mail, which is like nothing. I never get anything from it. But I deleted that, and I'm just going to use the Thunderbird. So because I like it so much, it looks so good actually.
Yeah, I've been a user of Thunderbird for many years.
Now, are they updated? At one time, I thought they weren't going to update anymore, but it looks like they are updating.
Oh, I don't know. They keep updating for me.
See, one time they said they were stopped. I remember support was supposed to stop for them or something, but it looks like they are updating it now again.
Yeah.
Unless
I've had
that was part of Firefox at one time.
Well, it was part of it's owned by Mozilla, and it's part of their whole suite. They used to have a suite called is it SeaMonkey? Maybe that's not it.
SeaMonkey's I mean, you might be right. You're right, but they had the whole suite in there. They had a WYSIWYG HTML editor in there at one time. Remember, which was pretty good back in the day. If you remember,
yeah.
With Netscape, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Netscape. But yeah, with Thunderbird, there's lots of plugins for Gmail. Since I use Thunderbird as my primary email, and I all my emails hosted by Google, so there's plugins for Google Calendar. There's plugins for
Mhm.
that make it talk between the calendars, which is
So
nice. Which
you like using a mail client then? Apparently.
yeah, I use Thunderbird as my primary email, and like I said, it works great on Linux. And one of the nice things about it, especially in a Linux environment, is when I have to upgrade my machine, all I do is grab the Thunderbird application, and I pull it out, upgrade or to a new machine, and I drop it right back into Thunderbird, my profile, and all my emails there, my sent items, everything's there. It's ready to go. So I can actually move email across computers by just copying a folder directory.
So it's very portable.
Yeah, very portable.
Now, if I want to put Thunderbird on both two of his computers, I don't have to do all that, do I?
Well, no, you can put Thunderbird on, but if you're already using IMAP, if you put Thunderbird on both of his computers and you set them up for IMAP, they'll sync across each other.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I did with mine too, and everything looks
Right. And
not quite so good.
and then if you have the IMAP settings and you make those settings stay on his phone, if he's got a smartphone, the IMAP will then sync across all three devices.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have pop mail, which is what we're used to, beginning mail, where it's just you're just pulling it down. It's that post office protocol.
When I went through the setup it's been a long time since I used a mail client, and so I let it do it automatically, but it does the POP one.
Right.
Right. So I delete that and start over, and then I manually put the. I think it had the ports were different. I think I used IMAP on the outgoing one. Still use SMTP on the one, but there was IMAP on the other end.
Right, because it comes in differently. So yeah, you've got POP and then IMAP, and then you have your full exchange as your kind of your hierarchy of from lowest being POP and best being IMAP exchange. IMAP kind of sits in the middle. It's kind of a hybrid. It works good, and a lot of companies. And what's nice about that is a lot of companies like Google, like Hotmail, will allow you to use IMAP when the exchange isn't available.
Right.
And you want to do more synchronization than POP will.
Yeah, I'm satisfied so far, and he will be too. I hope.
Well, keep us informed because we would, that's a good, teaching somebody how to do something is the best way to learn how to do. You know what I mean? Is the best way for you to learn. I always forget how to do something until somebody says, "Hey, can you show me how to do that?" And right. I just do it instinctively.
But you want to learn. We want to learn, but some people they don't want to do anything different, or they oppose anything change, and it's very difficult to.
Whose idea was it for him to get a new computer?
What's that?
Whose idea was it? Was it his own idea to go get a new computer?
He got a 7-year-old HP.
So all right, so he was forced into it. So he was probably kind of like dragging his heels about the whole thing anyway.
I wanted to put 7 on it. I mean, we upgraded the RAM. We went from 3 to 4. So hey, let me put 7 on there. I got a spare hard drive here. We won't have to touch your hard drive. And he was just hemming and hawing that, and maybe I should get a new one. It's just, and I still want to put 7 on the old one. But he just, I don't know. I just don't get a straight answer from him, and he don't know. What he did do. We did put malware bytes on the new one, and he bought it. It was off Newegg. It was $14 for 3 computers.
Oh, very nice.
I don't know what it'll be the second year, but. So he put it on the one, and here's another stupid thing. I don't buy stuff I hardly buy anything online. I bought quite a bit from Newegg, but not in recent years. So we go there and we saw it on there. They did download one's $14.95, and he's trying to put his credit card in. It's not taken. Well, it was for a promo, the promo spot to put in a promo number and stuff like that. We put credit card. We called his wife because his wife buys stuff. I didn't catch it either. So felt real stupid about that. But then we finally got that, and it's like it's hardly. And he uses on his other one, that WebRoot Spy Sweeper suite thing, and the malware bytes on the new one's hardly using any CPU cycles, working in the background, and really working good.
That sale for malware bytes, if anybody's listening, is still going. There's the link I just threw in the chat. But $14.95 for 3 PCs 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you save 50%. So that's
because I think on malwarebytes.org on their site it's like $30, $29.
Yeah, $29.95. So definitely go ahead and grab this if anybody has this. I'll make sure to put this into the notes and send this out today.
I want a copy, and I'm not using it anymore. I had it on my I just don't. I don't like nothing running in the background.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I know what to click. I don't get,
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's the same reason why Steve Gibson for many, many years ran Windows XP. It's just because if you know what to click on, then you have a less chance of getting infected.
I use Sandbox the IE when
Or yeah, exactly.
I've never gotten infected of that, never, and I tried to.
Very nice. I've got my. So the ongoing saga of my one client who has Windows XP, who freely admits that he goes to sites that he should never go to, but he does anyways, and then completely gets his computer infected. And then what happens is then his wife gets frustrated because as soon as his computer gets infected, he closes it, puts it off to the side, commandeers her computer,
Oh my God.
and then gets her computer infected.
That's right. That's he had a good. The system works, but you gotta adhere to the rules. If you have an extra machine, that's what it's for. So as soon as you can't use it, you get the extra machine fixed. He's cross-pollinating everything. And
Yeah, exactly.
It's why have an extra machine if you're just going to do that?
So I got his computer in last week, fixed it up. He's gone for a couple weeks. He's down in Los Angeles. So his wife's here in town. So I got his computer in, cleaned it up last week. Her computer, I'm going to be delivering it coming up here. But while he's gone, it's like, okay, he's gone for 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and let's scrub everything out. Let's clean it up. Let's start from baseline. We're deploying a new printer and stuff like that to them. And then I think we're going to try to go with the managed services. That is the one thing I like about GFI. Speaking of managed services that I use, is that GFI will install on, or at least the GFI antivirus will install on Windows XP.
It's Viper, right?
I believe it's some kind of some kind of a modified version of Viper. But it comes with, for the cost, it comes with the GFI, and so.
As I recall, they bought Viper.
Viper was owned by Computer Associates for a long time, right?
Right, I believe you're right. Which I think was out here in Maryland at one time.
I'm thinking they acquired it and they rebranded it as whatever they call it, but it still uses the Viper engine and all that. And
I heard a lot of good stuff about it. I've never used it, but
what are your what's your experience with it so far, Martin? It's pretty good.
Actually, well, first off, if you go to viperantivirus.com, it's still available. So they must do some kind of a resale, or they must work with it. I don't.
VIPRE.
Yeah. So it's still out there, and you can buy just it. But how I think we all have done this before, where we say I've been burned once or twice or 3 times by a certain product, and so you just stop using it for a long time. Whether it's Norton's or just to name a few, Norton's or Norton. Off the top of my head.
It's funny because it's like Norton is now just like a catch-all for anything that's bad. It's like
Norton.
Oh, I saw a terrible Norton last night with the movie theater. What was that called? I can't remember. That Norton was the worst Norton I ever saw. That Norton. And I tell you, she had a wonderful steak, but they brought my Norton. It was the Nortonist.
Yeah, the only Norton I ever liked was on Jackie Gleason.
I'm too old for that. I'm too young for that one.
You both. Somebody in the chat room might be. I mean,
my wife had a rat named Norton. Unfortunately, it was a lab rat, and she had to kill it. That's my only connection. That was another bad Norton.
Sad story.
Another bad Norton experience. It was the Nortonist.
Real fast. I did get my wife an Acer laptop. It was a quad core. Intel quad core, and it wasn't a the i series. I guess it's between like a Celeron and a i3 and Windows 8, and it really runs quite well.
Yeah, you put Norton on it.
What's that?
You should put Norton on it.
I think it had it on there. It's gone. That's one of the first that took off. Yeah. And the other two that I worked on, my buddies, one had McAfee, the other one had Norton. That all came off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, she's coming from like a AMD single core, was about 7 years old, and the 3 gigs of RAM. She had a Vista, and it's a big difference. I mean, I'm surprised how good this quad core runs. It's an Intel. It can go up to 2.7 or something like that, and really nice for. I think I only paid like $225, 500 gig hard drive, 4 gigs of RAM. It's nice.
Wow, that's very nice. Very nice. Back to your initial question, Tim. I have had no problems with it. It's actually for the GFI running whatever antivirus they're running. I was a little leery at first because, like I said, I've been burned by Computer Associates in the past, and I was kind of concerned on what they were going to do.
Yeah, that's just. I
And
mean, just that name kind of like kind of makes my back straighten out a little bit.
yeah,
But yeah, that was they did some Norton-y things.
they did,
Yeah.
but I've been really impressed with it. I really have had very little issues with it. It's found stuff that other viruses, other products haven't found, which, but what it's finding a lot of malware and spyware, which is what I really like of the whole antivirus malware protection that GFI provides. It works good. I mean, I would think that a computer would be completely, immune, or something nothing was being found. I'd put this on it, and it would do some scans, and I'd find some stuff. So, that's not to say that one is worse than the other, because we all know that trends happen, and what's good today is going to be bad next, tomorrow, and vice versa. But overall, I'm very pleased with it. I think it's very slim, it's very small, and I keep getting people asking me whether or not I can take over and manage their computers with the GFI.
And that was my experience too. Was that it was it did what you wanted it to do, and I found that it often did so much more than I was expecting. But it's just doing its job. It was very quiet. It was unobtrusive. It was very effective, and usually it was kind of it was kind of like it just strolled in after the job. Like, I took care of all this crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you took care of all it. Yeah, that's what I do. It's like, wow, I'm thinking, well, I got to go in there, and it's like, no, it's just done. It's like, wow, it's so awesome. I mean, and it really, I always felt that it was very good. It was very proactive in finding things like where, for example, if you've ever trying to think, it would probably be. Probably be with. I suppose it's happened recently with Avast, but I'm sure it's Microsoft Security Essentials, where it's like everything's fine. It hasn't found anything for a while, nothing's going on. But as soon as you start indexing some folders or searching something, and it kind of roots through an area that hasn't been in a while, it's like, hey, I found this, and it's like, well, wait, what have you been doing all this time? I mean, I know it's not doing full scans every day, but it is set up to do scans. I think out of the box it do a full scan on middle of Sunday night or something. I don't know, but I have mine set up once a week, do it a really complete scan, and so it kind of tattles on itself where it's like, whoa, I found this, and it's like, well, you didn't really find it. It just that's a suspect file just kind of happened to come up as another process was coming along, and you just happened to notice it. And I always thought that the whatever the managed antivirus, whatever it is, if it's still the Viper, but I always felt that it was always very good about kind of catching stuff immediately. I remember getting the reports where it's like, oh, I got this, and I got this, and I got this, and I was like, well, it's really on the ball. And so, I don't know, but it was quiet. It was unobtrusive. It did its job without frustrating or even alerting the user. The user could just kind of keep Nortoning along, doing whatever they were doing to the machine. But it would just kind of take care of business. And one thing that I cannot stand is any bit of software that constantly gets up and is trumpeting its accomplishments, no matter how real or contrived, because the user just wants to use the machine, and they don't want to know any of that. And so anything that's constantly presenting anything kind of mess, I mean, that's what spyware does. So please don't do that to me. So
right.
I'm glad to hear that it still seems to be doing what it was doing for me a couple years ago when I was really involved with it. So I was I really liked it. It's rare that I kind of have something that I like and discover something new that I like as much or better.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's that's good to know.
Well, I currently have this, my product, or the GFI product, deployed on 4 servers and 107 workstations.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry. Say it again.
So 4 servers and 107 workstations are what I'm monitoring. And it's been great. I mean, even over the holidays, somebody clicked on the conduit, and I was notified right away. It quarantined it. I went into the quarantine. I deleted it. So I mean, it's just keeping people from
What is
getting
that worth?
infected.
Right there, that alone. I mean, that alone, right there, just the savings and productivity for that single user.
Yeah.
Conduit. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'd like to find that I'd like to take a piece of conduit upside their head. It's just. Yeah, don't get me started. I got myself started. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So Tim, I saw that you had asked out in the chat room what everybody had, something cool they got for Christmas.
Yeah, like Christmas gifts.
I was curious.
We're kind of wrapping up this whole holiday thing. It's the last day of the year.
Mitch has got something there. What is that, Mitch? A Logitech 920, C920.
Mm-hmm.
In the box.
In the box.
Oh, there we go.
I'll take it out sometime.
You could do it right now, live unboxing on the show.
Ooh,
plenty of those.
Plug it in. Watch your system go.
I will do. I
Does it come free with Norton?
I ordered that Fender Stratocaster Deluxe guitar. I will be doing something on that.
So expect a new theme music for Geeksters coming up here. Little riff.
I don't play that well, but I just.
You're
play for my own
lying. He's a lion.
I know. Such humble. He's so humble.
I'll do some stuff on YouTube. I mean,
he's one of these guys. He's like, you run into him. Oh, I can't play. And then there's like smoke blowing out of her fingers, and he's just ripping it off, and you're just like, you feel like a tard standing there next to him. It's like
there's 12-year-old girls.
Guitar tard over here. He just like Nortons you.
Nah, I just a couple licks.
Mitch is amazing. He's much better than he lets on.
It's like an investment too, because
he enjoys himself.
Like a regular $100 guitar. This will retain its value. It might go down a little bit, but at one point it can go back up again because of what it is. So
I'll keep it off the floor.
Yeah. It's got a case. My other one didn't have. It had what they call a gig bag, which is just a little, like a computer bag over the top of it.
Yeah.
Use. But yeah, I'm excited. I just can't wait till it comes in.
It's a hard case.
Yeah, it'll be a hard case. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's you don't. It's. It comes. You said you didn't have it yet. Well, you have to order it.
Yeah, I ordered it Christmas Eve.
Oh, nice.
He called me up yesterday, let me know that it was in. It's on the way. The color I wanted and everything, and so I'm real excited.
Very cool.
That's awesome. When do you expect to be getting it?
He said 5 to 8 days. Might be a little longer because of this time of year, but it's coming from the factory in I forget where, somewhere in California. I forgot the name of it.
It's been 5 to 8 days, isn't it?
Yes, it has.
Oh.
Yeah. I was there Christmas Eve, so he didn't order it then, so he probably did it the day after Christmas. Ordered it. It was probably Friday. So it probably hasn't been a week yet, really.
That's cool.
I'll get it.
That's cool. They deliver it to your place. You gotta go to the store and pick it up.
Oh, the store. I don't want it delivered here.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got to do stuff. He's got to close. They have a floating bridge on there. I want that. He's gonna lock that down because I don't use the blah.
Oh, okay.
And he'll do stuff, make sure everything's right, and make sure the action is right.
Nice. Just kind of like a new car. It goes through inspection. Back in the service department first, and it goes into detail. Yeah, they make it new. They make it new for you. So
coming out of the box, Fenders, most of the time they're ready to go. It's going to be tuned and everything, but shipping, who knows what happens during shipping?
Right. Yeah. Right. I'm seeing these commercials now with the post office. With the post office. I beg you, just please find some business model. Please stop doing what you're doing. Just do something.
They're all over the place here on Sundays now. They're doing a lot of stuff Sundays. Not maybe regular mail, but packages they're doing.
but I'm seeing these. I'm seeing commercials now. Like, God love you, post office. I know you try, but the private sector has showed you over and over and over again that they can do it better, cheaper, faster, and but they got these. Have you seen the commercials for the post office now? They say, well, if you have to send something back, well, you can just tell us, and we're coming to your house anyway, and we'll just take it away. It's like, because I guess for these areas you have to box it up, right? You know, UPS well, they didn't say, but it's you have to. UPS will bring it to you, but if you have to send it back, whoa, oh my gosh, now it's a disaster. You have to get in your car and go somewhere. In the post office, they say, well, we're coming to your house anyway, which that's a little creepy. Well, we'll just take it away. Like, it's such a service. And I'm thinking, you know what? Every single thing I've ever got from the post office that I had to ship back was broken because they just like threw it at my door. Like, you know, everything UPS brought was fine. And I never had to send anything back with the UPS. So, look, post office, just please stop.
What's your experience, Martin? Because you
stop Nortoning all over the place
stuff and receive a lot of stuff.
Anyway, that's just kind of a thing.
Well, no, I just had the post office lost a package one time. I keep, you know, it's you know, lots of mail goes through the post office this time of year, and I have received Christmas cards.
They throw half of it. They just throw in the back room. I think half of it. You know what? My mailman, I catch him napping like around the thing, and you know what? They only have the guy has one job: take my mail, put it in the box, close the door. I come here, I got somebody else's mail. Next day I come, the door's hanging open. That's all. You have to take the mail, put it in the box, shut the door. It's just too much, man.
The few times I shipped stuff via, regular U.S. Post Office, I mean, I think I sent a couple hard drives to Tyson Brooks, just I wasn't using, and I did it in those boxes where, whatever you can get in there, it's one price. But I still wrapped up the hard drives real good. He didn't have a problem with that. I sent Barb, you remember Barb, sent her a webcam I wasn't using. She didn't have a problem with that. I sent Fred that mixer. I sent him a mixer. Well, it broke, but not from shipping or anything like that.
That was probably Fred.
But they didn't. I mean, I didn't have any problem with using the U.S. Postal Service.
No, it's
but they do mix up. I'll at times get my neighbor's mail sometimes.
Yeah, it's I'm not against the post office. They do offer great service, and I don't know why people get jacked up. It's like, oh, we got to raise it a penny. Oh my gosh, the sky's falling. You're gonna raise it a penny. I see pennies on the ground when I go outside. Just it's not a big deal. Just do it. My experiences are mostly just with one individual. And I don't think it's.
Tim, how much is gas at your way? Because it's really going down here. 236 or something.
Yeah. I tell you what, we're at about 2/3 the price it was 6 months, 4, 5, 6 months ago. It's probably the one thing I'm not going to complain about. I know I kind of get on a tear about things. I'm really not a complainer. I can't stand people that complain. I'm just very passionate about things, and unfortunately, this kind of gives me a podium at times. But I tell you what, I think the price of gas has been too high for too long.
Yep.
In an economy that's based on getting things and people from place to place, this is a very welcome relief, and it's a very good thing. I'm not quite. You know what? I'll tell you what. It's very interesting the difference in the prices, because for the longest time, I mean, you could go to any station anywhere around here, and it was like roughly within 3 cents. And you could always, maybe hit the Sam's Club or whatever, and it was always about 2 or 3 cents less. I mean, it's like rock solid. They all kind of jacked up a few cents here and there. They all went down a few cents here and there, but it was all very like when you adjust the settings on your computer and you've got them locked, and so you adjust one little bar up and they all go up. But I'm telling you what, man, as these prices are falling, I can't believe. I don't know if Sam's is just moving more fuel more quickly, and so they're getting more and more trucks in, and each truck is bringing cheaper and cheaper fuel in. But it's stunning how much more quickly I'm seeing the price fall at the Sam's, and so it's not unusual for it to be like 20 cents cheaper there. I'm about Sam's Club, but there's also a Costco. It's a very similar situation where of course they sell their gas. I understand it's at cost. I mean, they don't make any money doing it. It's just a service to get you in their stinking store, which right or wrong, but that's
yeah.
It's been very. I'll tell you what. It's nice to know. It really feels good that I kind of feel like I have I have discretion for the first time in years. I feel like I have discretionary fuel. Like it's like, you know what, if I want to take 4 or 5 gallons and just go somewhere, like I used to enjoy driving. Now it's like I could only go like where I had to go. I couldn't, the fuel was too expensive. Now it's like, yeah, you know what, actually take a little Sunday drive or do whatever. Man, it really feels good. Anyway, that was what was the question?
I work in. Well, you answered it. You back there. Price of gas. I work in Maryland.
Sorry about that.
I work in Maryland, and for whatever reason, it was like 20 cents or so cheaper. But now, than it was in where I live in Pennsylvania, in Hanover. But now they called up. Actually, I think we're a little cheaper now than where I was getting it. But it's just all because of OPEC. They don't want to reduce production, and the demand is high, and so the barrels are little. Let's keep on dropping. Actually, it did go up the other day a little bit, but it was well over $100 a barrel. And then it's like down to 50 some, I believe now.
It was the price. Yeah, the price of crude per barrel was way over like that magic number that for decades you kept hearing. Like if it reached this number, I don't know what it was, 100, 110. But there was like this magic, like this ceiling that once the price of crude hit that number, like the whole world was just going to like implode because markets, all the analysts just said the markets couldn't handle whatever. And I remember like when it crept up, it really was kind of like a doomsday kind of situation in some circles. And you watch it, and then it got above it, and nobody died, and then it got above it some more, got above the ceiling, and it's like, wow, the sun came up the next day. And you know what?
Just compensated.
The market was able to actually not. I know that just like I said, personally, it wasn't comfortable, and I'm sure that a lot of business it was very very uncomfortable. A lot, decisions had to be made, the fuel and this and that, and pass it on, the customer would do whatever. But it was just really interesting that for the longest time there was a ceiling that had been imagined, had been put in place, and as that number as it crept up to that, that caused a lot of anxiety in the markets, and a lot that had a lot of effects. The fact that it was just like approaching that. For the longest time it actually was above it, and nobody died. And the whole thing it all kind of worked itself out. But I did want to say that I live near. I'm near Pittsburgh, but I'm actually like in between Pittsburgh and the Ohio border. So, about halfway, I'd say roughly. So, the fuel, if I travel west, like 20 minutes, while I'm in Ohio, and the price of gasoline is always 15, 20 cents cheaper. Well, some of that's taxes, PA taxes, but the main factors that and I hear it all the time. Oh, it's so cheap over there. It's not entirely the taxes. It's actually that all of the fuel, gasoline, delivered to the other side of the river comes from. It's a different market, so it's coming from somewhere, I don't know, somewhere west of here, like hundreds of miles west of here. All the fuel's coming from there. Once you go on this side of the Ohio River, you're in Pennsylvania. All the fuel's actually coming from like the eastern seaboard or something. Yeah. So, it's often the prices are around the same. It's always just a little bit cheaper over there, but it's interesting to see where the price over there began dropping much sooner than it did over here.
What is it up your way, Martin?
250, 240, right around there.
He doesn't know. He's not even allowed to pump his own gas.
Yeah, I don't pump my own gas.
Oh, by the way, did you get that new Honda?
Yes. So you talked about Christmas gifts.
Oh,
so this was my wife and I.
Really what did you get?
Well, my wife and I had been shopping around for a while, and with all
them new cars run on wheatgrass. He don't even know what gasoline.
I think it's hemp milk up here in the Portland, up in the Pacific Northwest. It's hemp something.
hemp and good vibes, man.
That's right. And coffee. Yeah, no.
Don't Norton my mood, man.
We had been looking around for a while. We knew what we wanted, so when we walked in, we knew what we were looking for, and the prices were so good, and dealer incentives and stuff like that. We ended up getting a brand new 2015 Honda Pilot.
Oh, that's the big one, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my wife's car, so she's driving it. I can use it when I need to for transporting servers and stuff, but
Yeah.
I drive 100 miles a day sometimes, and so it's kind of silly for me to drive it when my Impala gets the same gas mileage. It's smaller, so and she just drives 5 miles a day. So
I love the TRX. I'll get 30 miles on the highway. It's only 4-cylinder, but it's all-wheel drive. But I just love it. My last 3 cars have all been Hondas.
Yeah, this is our first. No, we had a Honda. I had a Honda years ago, like an old Honda, and it just ran and ran and ran. But no, this one's nice. I think it's a 6, and then it's got some eco modes, so when you're on the freeway, it'll actually drop cylinders, shut them down, and no, we bought it on Christmas Eve, and then turned around and put 600 miles on it because we drove down into California.
Right.
We were like, sweet, now we can load all of our stuff in. So
I saw your post, but I still wasn't sure if you were actually getting one.
yeah, no, we drove. My plan was to be in and out in 2 hours, and that turned into 4.
No,
gosh.
It's like buying a house.
I was a little disappointed in that because I was like, we want to get down and visit some family. But
how does that happen? How do you get in and out of a car dealership in 2 hours?
Well, I don't know. That's what I was hoping.
Actually, it's probably a lot of times you're in there longer than that.
Well, I think if I went in with cash, paid for the whole thing, threw down a wad of money, grabbed the keys from the car salesman, and got in the car and drove away, I could probably do it in 2.5 hours. But
no, because then you go in there with that much money, and they want to get you for the clear coat, seal it, and then you're there in our 2 hours because they're gonna want to rust proof it, and and it's like you're there 4 hours, whether you're like the easiest pushover in the world or you're just like me when you go in there. So I think there's like just there's a time limit. You're there that time. But I wanted to ask you, what did she drive before?
We were driving a very 96 Toyota Avalon. So it has almost 250,000 miles on it. It's all paid for. It's going to be the kid's car.
Yeah. Oh, you still have it?
Well, yeah, it's Blue Book. It was silly to trade it in. We wouldn't get much for it. But my son turns 15 in April.
They last forever too.
And so it's going to be the kid mobile.
96. Avalon. You know what? It's a really good car to put the wife in, send her around. It's nice, roomy. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, nice.
Did anybody else do any computer work this week besides me, or?
Well, I had a couple computer reloads. Just a couple calls regarding just a new laptops. So I reloaded that. I am reloading a computer right now. Nothing too crazy. I think. It was holidays. So last time we spoke, and then it was just holidays, and so nothing too bad. My in-laws got a new computer, so was able to set that up for them. But no. Nothing as far as computer stuff goes. It's been quiet. A lot of stuff coming up. I'm doing some research for some offsite storage for a company. I've got one company who wants to do an audit. So I was I've got their information printed out and went through my notes of when it was purchased and the price it was purchased, and getting that written up for them. But everybody on my side at least it's been really quiet. They usually go on vacation, and so I've been able to try to catch up on paperwork, but there's always something just out of reach looming, and so I've been dealing with that.
You did get a new phone recently, so how's that going?
Yeah. Oh, that's going. Actually, it's great. It's I went from just an S4 to an S5 Galaxy, so I've had no issues with it. My wife, we still need to work on her phone to get her up and running. She's working on it. It's going to go fine. But she needs there's certain apps that she wants to get on there, and in her tablet, and so she brought her tablet with her. She liked that. She was doing some book reading on the road with it, and Yeah, I mean everything's going really well here. Just keep 'em busy. Really, just I can see that 2015 is going to be the time where I think Obano Computing is going to have to expand. I don't really have much of a choice when I lay in bed and um, think about work.
Well, at least you guys get paid for it. I only do stuff for friends. I won't take it.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent.
Yeah, I I like getting off at 3:30 every day, and I'm sure you guys don't know what that is.
What, 3:30?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. My alarm went off at 4 this morning.
I'm always up long
I
before
mean,
3:30
I get off at work in the afternoon at 3:30, and
Oh, off work at 3:30. Yes.
yeah,
No.
I don't I mean I like fixing PCs for myself, but I don't do it for my friends. I'm a family mainly and close friends, and I won't take a penny from them. Just don't want to. And
Yeah.
people think I'm crazy, call me pizza tech, but they're family. I don't I don't want to do it full time.
No.
Who calls you Pizza Tech?
Well, people because I don't take money. People might or you know.
Well, I'll tell you, anybody calls you a Pizza Tech, send them my way.
I don't know.
Mitch doesn't do it for a living. That's not to say that he couldn't, and he actually has. And the guy was the bomb. It's just that he has a sweet 9 to 5. So get off his back, man.
Nah. Well, the last two infections, you helped me with that one, Martin. Then I had another one where I couldn't, after I cleaned this stuff in, I couldn't get it boot up again at all. And that guy, he bought a new PC, and I wound up doing a clean install anyway. But it's just the last two have been really bad. So for me,
Yeah. Well, speaking of PC cleanups, one of the things that's happening right now is, and I don't know how long this is going to last. So if you're on the fence about doing, using Foolish IT D7, go there now. $99 for the first year for the D7 II single tech annual subscription. So you save $80. FoolishIT.com, but he's got a sale going.
I mean, is that just like a sale he's got going on?
Yeah, he's got a sale going on right now.
Yeah. Sweet.
So if you're on the fence, I mean, if nothing else, try it for a year and see if you want to renew it. But $99, you can make that up in no time. So check that out.
Something like that. If I got into it full time, which this stage of my life, yeah, that's a must. D7.
Yeah. My kids have iPhone 5s, 5S, 5C, the color ones, 5Cs, and gosh, I hate those cables. I'm always fighting with the cables. The cables are bad. They're breaking. I don't know what it is, but they get you on the cables. My kids each have 2 or 3 cables a piece, and they're all broken. One may work, one may not work. You plug in a charger, it doesn't work. So what happens is
it's fun. Yeah, it's.
I don't.
If you had cable A and charger A and cable B and charger B,
you can't use it for the new one.
It would be fine. But as soon as you put cable A with charger B or the other way around, forget it. The dice. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes it's even if you put cable A with charger A, it doesn't work.
Yeah. It's like it's cagey. It's
right.
Cagey about it.
And so I go to my local computer store or a cable store, and they have some chargers for the
store. Just go in there and mess with them.
Right.
How do you fix this?
So they've got some chargers or some cables, and I buy them at $8 a piece, and they don't work. So my son's phone is notorious for just not working, and so he has to take one of my cables that what I bought, and I think I've shown it on the show before, was at OLF. Linode was giving out these kind of multi-prong cables, and so it had a USB and an iPhone 4, the new iPhone 5, 2 mini pins, and it was like this octopus cable type looking thing. And my son has that because it works great, but I need it because I need it for my tool bag. Well, Monoprice came out with an advertisement saying that they have fixed their cables for the iPhones. So I purchased 2 of them. They're the lightning cables, or actually I bought 3 of them. They're $12 a piece, and they're the lightning cables, but it sounds like they didn't work, and now they've really worked on getting everything up and running. They're $7 cheaper than Apple's, so I'm hoping that these will work. Like I said, I bought 3 of them. They're the mono price, and I've never. This is actually going to be my first purchase buying anything from Monoprice. I know a lot of people have before.
Monoprice is awesome.
Yeah. Well, see, I have a local shop here, and so I usually go get cables from there. I don't.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You know, but the cables that my local shop has, they even have a return policy. You can return your cable once. So, I know that the cables there aren't very good, but these are 3-foot USB to what is the Lightning, whatever Apple calls their newfangled adapter. $12 right now on sale through Monoprice, and
Looks nice.
yeah, so I bought 3 of them. Hopefully they'll work. I can get my parts back. The kids can be happy with their phones, with
But
their
isn't that
cables.
right for you Apple guys? You can't use the same cable on a newer phone that you have on.
So so the kids both have Apples.
I can still charge up my Droid whatever the first one, the Droid X.
Oh, I know.
Cable and vice versa.
Well, to be fair, the new connector is far superior to the old one. I mean, you got to give it to the old connector. I don't even know what they call it, but it was.
Are you talking old iPhone connectors?
Yeah, the previous one that we all knew. It was, with the iPhones, I mean, it was, and what was the iPods too, right? I mean, they all took like that same.
Well, why couldn't they make it universal to work?
I tell you what, that thing, it was big and it was clunky, but it was a very robust connector.
Yeah.
And I think that the mini USB that they use these Android, let me start by saying that thank you for standardizing it. However, maybe you didn't pick the right one, because that crappy little connector, there's just too much stress there. Now, in my experience, what tends to wear, the connector or the cable? Well, it tends to be the cable. Fine, it's $2-3. Throw it away, get another one. Okay, I'd rather see it wear than the charging port. That's not always the case. In my you had the Razor, Mitch, the
Yes.
XT912. I've got the Razor Max. My wife has a Razor. We've got a couple more laying around. These phones. Oh my gosh, her phone, it's almost 3 years old. That port is still perfect. So, whatever they did in those phones, it's fantastic. But in the some of the Samsung phones, and my son's Samsung tablet, and the Nexus, my Nexus tablet, they were crap. I mean, it's like just the very action of just connecting it and unconnecting it. Or I'm sorry, I think the word is disconnecting. Sorry, Spurglords, but just the very act of connecting and disconnecting it somehow wore out the port. Over the course of like 9 to 12 months, it's like that's unacceptable. But anyway, it's like at least it is like the cable that tends to be the weaker of the two components, and that's good. But it's just too small, or it's too weak, or it needs to maybe have an angle on it like SATA does, or just something to kind of key it so that it can't wiggle. I really like those old Apple connectors. They were big and kind of stupid looking, but they were very robust. I don't know about this new one. I like the size and everything, but I don't know. We'll see, right? I mean, time will tell. But it would be nice. I think every single thing in the world should have the same plug. Yeah. Everything. Just if it's line voltage, 220 coming out from my dryer, to a headphone jack, it should all have the same connector. Just different colors.
There you go. Red means hot.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I like about the standardization that Android phones will is that the USB mini pin, is that what they call those?
I don't know. I never got certs, so I don't.
But it charges my phone. It charges my USB headphones. Yeah. It charges my son's headphones. It charges my quadcopter battery. I mean, it's. And then it's like, oh, my son needs his iPhone charged. Well, where's that cable? Which one's the? I'm digging through a pile of cables to try to find one where I've got these little mini ones, coming out my ears, which is great. So.
Right.
I'll let you guys know. They're supposed to come in, but I'm hoping that this will be the thing because I'm kind of tired of throwing, $7 here, $8 there, and it's like, okay, fine. I'm gonna just break down. I'm gonna buy the expensive cables and just get them to hopefully just get them to work. So
Speaking of mono price, you know what else you can get there? You can buy a knockoff Les Paul and a Stratocaster guitar. Believe it or not, they sell those. I'm seriously, Google it. They do. I mean,
But
yeah, they're
well, you
like
shoulda got-
cheap, $100, $130.
well,
But
there
I
you
mean,
go, Mitch.
oh, it's people, but they redo them. They put better, electronics in them. But I
You
saw
want the
that-
real thing, huh?
Yeah.
Pure uncut guitar.
Yeah. But I'm
Uncut.
surprised. I don't know when I was searching what to get. I don't know how I come up with that. Monoprice sells them, and they sounded pretty good after a guy redoes them and stuff like that. And I was surprised they sold guitars.
Wow. Well, I came across a couple. It's the holidays. People aren't very motivated to work. So here's a site. It's called myprogressbar.com, and
This sounds great, whatever it is.
it's great. Okay, so you go to myprogressbar.com. The first thing is it says, need an excuse to avoid work? From the humble beginnings, we have helped thousands achieve their dreams. And it says type of avoidance. It has a drop down, either fixed time or work day. And so you choose like fixed time. You say join the movement now. And then it asks you, a pop-up comes up and it says what kind of operating system? Windows 7, Windows 8, English, French, Mac OS, Windows Vista 2000, or Windows 95. And then a time. I'm going to choose Windows 7. I'm going to hit time, 10 minutes, and I hit generate. And the web page becomes configuring updates, stage 0 of 1%. Do not turn off computer till complete. Then you hit F11, and now you have full screen, and you just walk away. Because now it looks like your computer is going to do updates, and it's actually going to take 10 minutes to finish up your updates. So if you guys haven't seen, I get a kick out of it because it's funny. MyProgressBar.com.
Need an excuse to avoid work. Well, you got my attention. Type of avoidance, fixed time, workday.
Yeah, so
So,
choose fixed time and then click on join the movement now.
join the movement now. All right, 10 minutes. Well, I'm sorry. Well, okay, so Windows 7. Okay, 10 minutes. What's this do?
So hit generate on the bottom corner there.
Do I want 10 minutes?
Yeah, just hit generate.
I did it. What's happening?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now on your keyboard hit F11
Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy.
because then it goes full screen, right?
Oh man.
And now walk away.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So in 10 minutes, I don't know what's going to happen in 10 minutes, but my computer now says configuring updates stage, and it will actually do it. And it's better
This is wonderful.
if you go to the Mac one. If you just go to the Mac one, the Mac one will actually counts down 10 minutes for you, so you can do that. And then that says mine says about 3 minutes, about 10 minutes remaining right now. So
Nothing. Oh, let me hold on.
it's
Yeah,
just
you know-
it's
Actually, I don't know. Did you stare at the whole 10 minutes mark? Because I'm wondering if you put 10 minutes, if it doesn't appear to be installing updates for 5 minutes and then spends the next 5 minutes rolling them back because the updates were unsuccessful.
I don't know.
Well, it's a
All
joke.
I know is that this is.
That's a Windows joke.
Oh, I see. Oh, got it. I don't know. We can put for 1 minute and see what happens. So maybe you guys go ahead and do it for 1 minute.
I know. I'm sure. I'm sure it doesn't. It should. That would lend credibility to it. If it just said installing for 10 minutes, nobody would actually believe
you.
that. Yeah, but if it installed for 5 and then after 5 the updates were unsuccessful and had to roll them back for 5, that I'd buy that.
There you go. Or if it installed it, reboot it, and then blue screen.
Yeah.
I'll get back to work and put this on there.
That's legit. Yeah, that's
So
legit.
if you want to have some time now, what are you going to do with that 10 minutes of free time? Well, maybe you got a Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cubes are out. They're kind of cool. They're hip. Maybe you got a Rubik's Cube, but the problem is that you can't figure out how to solve it.
No, I can do.
Well, RubixSolve.com, RubixSolve.com is a website you can go to. It shows you the Rubik's Cube, and you just fill in the colors of what your Rubik's Cube looks like,
Oh,
and hit solve, and
it
it
walks
tells
you through it.
and it walks you step by step
Oh, that's
how to solve
so
your Rubik's Cube.
cool. That's cheesy, but it's cool, man. I dig that. That's awesome.
I don't have a Rubik's Cube because
I'll
I
send
would
you-
just
I'll
I'll
send you one.
well you don't need that now. But if you go to Rubik's,
I don't need it at all, but yeah, somebody.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
you can go to Example Cube, and it fills it all in for you. And you can hit Solve Cube, and it comes up with a web page, and it tells you how to fix it in 21 moves.
Whoa, wait, what was the last part? 21 moves. What'd you say?
Right. So Rubik's. So you click on Sample Cube, and it kind of mixes up the colors on the Rubik's Cube, and then you hit Solve, and it comes to a web page, and it shows you in 21 moves what to do to solve it.
Wait, 21 moves or less, or?
No, it's just in 21 moves, in 21 changes, you'll have the Rubik's Cube solved.
I gotta go there. The Rubik's Cube it's pretty amazing the legs that this thing has, considering that, when Rubik built the thing, it was really just. I'm trying to remember why he even did it. I mean, it was just like I can't remember if it was just structurally, if he was trying to solve a problem about how to build such a thing. I think that it's certainly, it's pretty amazing what you could envision, like sitting in front of a TV screen and it tells you how to move the thing. He'd be like, why do people even have those things that in the future?
So
I think I had the previous Apple. Input your Rubik's Cube configuration. Wow. Okay, so I see it. So you just fill it in.
Right.
Like,
so, but go to the bottom, and it says Example Cube.
oh, okay, got it.
So click that, and you can kind of see what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then go to Solve Cube, and there's your directions.
Oh, okay. So it shows you 21 moves in the example. Gotcha.
Right. So I don't know what if you have one, what it would look like, but.
Should I go get one?
Well, you do it after the show.
Okay, so you don't want to do an on-air test.
Well,
This might you know what? Did you try this? Because it might be complete crap.
I don't have a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, you know what? You know what? This is like you recommending like a feminine product. I mean, it's like it looks good. It seems effective, but with no real proof. I mean, this thing it might just be crap.
It could just be. I don't know. It looked kind of cool. So I will go buy a Rubik's Cube before the next show and try it out.
But don't buy. No, I'll try it.
I can get one at a dollar store. Good grief! It's not like they're that expensive.
Oh no, that thing will fall.
Or do I need to go with the pure Rubik's Cube? I can't go with just a cheap knockoff.
Well, it's. You know what? I'll tell you what, no, just go spend this $8. They're like $8 at the toy store or at the real thing. It's like $70. I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
I'll go buy one.
Because a cheap one, it's going to sit there. The third time you pick it up, 10 years from now, you're going to just twist it. It's going to fly apart, and you just throw it away. So
the only time I've ever solved a Rubik's Cube is by removing the stickers and putting them back on.
You can't do that.
I know. So I will go buy. My family's going out today. I will go buy a Rubik's Cube for the show and test it out. And next show, I will have it. I will have tried it, and so I can verify whether or not this is.
But you've already admitted you're a cheater. How do we believe you?
You're just gonna have to take my word for it.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I tell you what, I'll test it too, and then we'll have independent tests.
There we will. Mitch can come over and visit each one of us and watch us. That way he can be our judge.
Yeah, Mitch can come over anytime. You know what? It's funny. I was actually thinking about this. I shouldn't tell anybody this, but publicly, because this doesn't work if people know about it. But I learned to solve the thing when I was a kid, right? So it's one of those things that it really is like it's right if I'll put it down. 3 years later, I'll pick it up, or actually now the kids like to mix it up and give it to me, and so I'll solve it. I'll go 3 years and I'll just pick it up, and it's like, wow, I can still remember how to do this. But every once in a while you'll be like in some. Visiting some folks or at a public place, and you'll see one sitting there, right? Very rarely, but it happens. And so, like, I think the last time we were invited over to like one of my daughter's friends' house. We've become friends with their parents. So the people were out by the pool, people were in the kitchen. I'm kind of like just going from inside outside, and I see one sitting on the shelf, and I have this. It's almost a compulsion, but I like to pick up Rubik's cubes that are mixed up, solve them without telling anyone, and then put it back, and just not say anything. I do this all the time, so it's not that it's not a compulsion that this cube has to be solved. It's just that I must create this chaos in my wake, like at a later date. And then I just imagine how funny that is when everybody's confronting each other. Who solved this? How did this happen? And then everybody's fighting. And there's, well, not that I'm trying to create dissent, but that I just find that funny. So, anyway, that's kind of like a thing I do.
I like it. Sounds good.
I find Rubik's cubes, I solve them, and I just put them back and not say anything.
Nice.
No, it's not nice.
It is nice.
I don't even think you were listening.
You like to solve?
Right, because it'll work.
You like to solve Rubik's cubes and create dissent among people.
When I come to your house and I find this Rubik's cube of yours that's still mixed up because the site didn't work, I will solve it and put it back.
All right.
But you weren't listening.
I was listening.
No, you know what? My wife does the same thing. It's okay. I'm okay with it.
All right.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, I'm going to read.
Stuff I say nobody should be listening to anyway.
So we weren't able to get to it today, but I want to do a show. I've been asked, and I've got an email here from Mike, and Mike says, "Hey Martin, I'm one of your many listeners on Geeksters, and I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't say awesome show. It's always informative with good humor thrown in. I was watching episode 140 when you and Tim were talking and discussing Clonezilla. I'm a tech at a private school in North Virginia, and I've used Clonezilla countless of times to deploy updated Ubuntu installations to the students' computers, one at a time, via live USB method. You stated when you go to a lab you have it on a Pixie Boot server. Do you mass deploy using it? That's what I'd like to do. Is that a dedicated server or USB drive with the server software installed in it? Do you use any particular guides to set it up, or just documentation on Clonezilla's website? There are so many guides out there, either too old or seeming to skip, not explain steps. I'm pretty proficient in Linux now, but there's still more to learn. Any assistance would be much appreciated. Thanks, Mike Henderson." What I'd like to do is, for the next show, go ahead and talk about what exactly is a Pixie Boot server. And Pixie is spelled PXE, and it's a pre-execution environment. And so I'm going to go ahead and write up some documentation. I'm going to have it ready. And so if that's okay with you guys, is the next show I can spend some time talking about what a Pixie Boot server is, because it's not, I mean, I talked about it just in Clonezilla, but a Pixie Boot server is just a server that you can boot into prior to getting into Windows. So my Pixie Boot server has Clonezilla, but it also has things like dban. It also has things like SpinRite. It's a place where you can put utilities that you can boot to. And it needs to be stuff in before you get into Windows. So these are going to be like Clonezilla and SpinRite and dban. But if that's okay with you guys, like I said, I'd like to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I encourage you. It's, to me, Pixie is like, it's like that annoying thing that I see because something wrong got checked in the BIOS. I mean, to me,
Right.
that's all it is. And so I've kind of like tinkered with it once, but it never really got anywhere. I'm like, oh, I don't know what this is. I don't need it, whatever. But so I never reached any resolution there. And if somebody who's got it working and this is what it does can show me, it's like, well, man, I'm all over that, because it you've mentioned it so many times. It's like, that's something I really like to know how to do. So that's that would be like totally outstanding.
They're all Wake on LAN enabled, aren't they?
Well, Wake on LAN's completely different.
Different. It's not
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and get it written up, and then next show, if you guys will give me some time, we'll spend some time talking about what a Pixie Boot server is, what it can do, and then how to implement it inside of your environment, because it's different whether or not you're in an enterprise environment or not.
Okay.
You know what? And real quick, I'd like to kind of tease something that I'm working on. I've been cleaning out my shop. It's last day of the year. It's kind of a good time to do that. It's like just stuff. Stuff seems to just walk in. It's like I'm finding stuff. I don't know where it came from. Well, I'll tell you what. I've discovered enough things that are so weird or bizarre or old. I'm finding things I don't even know what they are. I'm having to like Google them, and I'm getting like very few results. So I'm putting together like a collection of things, like a what is it kind of thing. And so I think I'm gonna have a pretty good discussion, just like weird things that I found in my shop and kind of stories about, like, and what they actually like do or what they were supposed to. So I'm like I'm actually looking forward to coming back and doing our show.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
That's just I'm always looking forward to it. But I have found some bizarre things. Like, wow, I can't believe I was alive in a world like a decade ago that this was like a thing. So I'll tease it with it.
Well, yeah, if you have, and if of course get pictures, we can put them up in the show notes and stuff. Cool. Well, guys, Mitch, and Tim, happy New Year. This is it. This is our last show for 2014.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, whatever.
Another show, another year, huh, Tim?
Another year. We got this one under our belts. I say let's. Is this? We are starting a new year, right? Though, but it'll be at the start of the next fiscal week.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do follow the calendar with annually, but not weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My head hurts now.
Okay. All right.
Well, just like Mike, if you want to get a hold of us, send us an email or voicemail. Mitch, what's the best way they can do that?
Geeksters@podnuts.com, and send us a voicemail at 7076-PODNUT. That's 707-676-3688.
Very nice. Tim, if people want to reach out and ask you, hey, what is this? I mean, computer-wise, not like medically or anything.
That looks angry. I'm Tim Bauermeister on the G+. You can search for Tim Bauermeister or In Like Tim. You can also search that up. You'll find me. That's the way to get me. So thank you, everyone, for an awesome year, and can't wait to make it back. Thank you, guys. I love you to death. I love being a part of the show. Thank you, Podnuts. Thank you, Door. Everything. So awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep. I'm Martin Obando with a frog in my throat. I'm Ulva Klimt. You can get me at martin@obandocomputing.com.
Man.
Yeah, I am Obando in Google Plus, and of course I'm Obando Computing in the chat room. Hey guys, again, thank you so much for hanging with us this year. Looking forward to next week, a new year, but the same Geeksters. We're coming back. We'll just be another year older. All right, guys, have a great fiscal week and a happy new year. Be safe out there tonight.
What?
Bye, guys.
All right, I got to go.
All right.
Have a great New Year, guys.
Awesome,
Thanks,
Mitch, man. Thank you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
All right.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
That guy is such a prick.
No. All right.
No, it's funny because it's not true.
It's not true.
It's
all right.
It's too bad he had to run, man. But it's like,
I know.
So did you do you have to roll? You got 5 minutes?
I had some calls come in. It's 9 o'clock here. People are getting. So I gotta go. I'm sorry.
No. It's all right. I'm glad we got this done today. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. All right, Tim. Have a great, and all the viewers who are still watching, have a great year. And like I said, be safe out there tonight.
I'm not going anywhere.
All right. I don't know yet what we're doing. Who knows? Maybe we'll just go to bed early. I'm old and grumpy.
You know what? We put up a pinata. The kids beat it, and we watched the ball fall in. I usually I can't tell you that. It involves a shotgun. But that's what I'm doing tomorrow. We got a whole bunch of guys are going out tomorrow. So tomorrow morning 8 a.m.
Shotgun.
I don't have a shotgun, but I have my son's got a rifle and I've got some handguns, and so we're gonna go out target shooting.
Oh man, good for you.
Yeah, awesome. I have a new handgun, so I'm gonna put some rounds. So.
You're the best. Every time I learn something new about you, it's something awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna, Mitch. So Tim, stay on, guys. It's good seeing you. I'm gonna go ahead and end the broadcast.
Yeah. I'll be hanging around a little while here, Chad.
All
so.
right.
Have a good one, buddy.
Thanks. Tim, stay on though. Okay.
Okay, Val.
Okay. Bye.